Getting latest visuals coming in from Iran this time, and according to reports, these visuals show that the US has blown up own planes rather than fall into Iranian hands after a C-130 aircraft got stuck in the sand at a remote US base in Iran. Now, the Delta Force confirms that the C-130 destroyed during the rescue operations in southwest Iran. All right, so this is something that we are in fact getting for you right now. These are visuals reportedly from Iran, where a C-130 has been destroyed by US itself. So, after this, in fact, let's take a look at the entire 48-hour operation that took place in Iran to rescue a US WSO. Because this is very important. This is something that everyone is talking about right now. It was a 48-hour rescue operation that was in fact conducted by the special forces of the US. So, let's look at what happened sequence by sequence. Iran actually struck a US F-15E Strike Eagle jet. So, this is the preliminary information that is coming in, that it was a F-15E. It was struck by Iranian interceptors, and then the weapons systems officer and the pilot ejected. So, there were two people inside this, and the pilot and the weapons system operator, they all ejected. This is the seat, the ejected seat from the site of the ejection, a photograph that could in fact be come in through reports. Now, you can look at this visual that we are in fact getting for you. This is a US Tomahawk helicopter which was downed in the rescue ops. So, the rescue ops were, remember, continuing since this entire incident took place. 48 hours this entire rescue operation has taken. A Tomahawk, a Black Hawk helicopter was also downed during this, as per reports. So, then the pilot was recovered quickly after the downing of this entire incident. So, the pilot was quickly recovered, thankfully, fortunately for the US, and the WSO actually hiked away, the weapons operator hiked away from the wreckage and hid. So, we are getting you visuals of what are reportedly from the site where this entire incident happened. This is a helicopter that is in fact trying to conduct the rescue ops over here. We are getting you debris that was present over there. So, these are reports that have sent in some of the visuals from the ground. The WSO, what he did was he hiked from the area, from the site of the wreckage, and he hid himself. He hid on a ridge, activated the emergency beacon. So, now remember, Iran is 50 to 55% of mountainous region. So, where this incident happened, he hid himself in a ridge, and then he activated his emergency beacon. So, you can look at the topography over here. There are mountain ranges all around, and what the WSO did was he managed to hide himself in one of the ridges, and after that they are given a kit for such situations. He activated the emergency beacon so that his forces can actually locate him. Then the Iran in fact announced a bounty on the downed WSO. So, we all over the past 48 hours we have been hearing reports of Iran and other Iranian businessmen as well asking the countrymen to come forward with any information on the downed WSO, and these are some of the visuals from the wreckage that we are getting for you. Then Iranians rushed for the bounty hunting US WSO. So, as soon as people got to know about the bounty, a lot of locals as well started to move on the ground to make sure that they try to get the bounty. The Iranian and US forces then continued the searches. So, obviously, it was going on for a long time. Everyone was trying to search for this WSO. And then the Iran-US forces engaged in a ground fight. So, when you have people looking for you, obviously you will come to know about a particular location where they are supposed to look, and that is where a gunfight started happening between the IRGC and the Besiege and the US forces. So, they engaged in a ground fight, in a firefight over there in that area. These are, remember that these are reports that are coming in and out of Iran. So US officials have to confirm this entire operation. Now the WSO was then rescued. He had injuries, obviously he had sustained injuries because of this entire incident, but he is safe and now he has been rescued. Like we saw that US President Donald Trump also tweeted that they have managed to find him and he is in fact now safe. Let me go across to Brigadier Arora on this high-risk operation that the US has managed to conduct over the past 48 hours. Brigadier, I want to understand and get your observations regarding how difficult this would have been for the US to conduct these search operations and then also try to remove him from enemy territory, because this is deep within the enemy territory in Iran. There are other people who are looking for him. The Iranian, the IRGC and the besieged forces also started a ground fight. So a very difficult high risk operation that has been conducted over there by the special forces. Brigadier.
A very complex operation and a very high risk, as you said. It involves a lot of, it was a race against time because the person who was here had hid himself. As you said, everybody was looking for him from Iran to US. And I think the technology which US employs helped them in locating first, and with the kind of preponderance of their air power is there, they've been able to pinpoint and then rescue. As you said, from President Trump's tweet itself, it says we've been able to, we have put the complete might of US military to relocate and rescue this person. Now, in this, many factors come in, the communication part, the beacon part, the terrain itself, and then, giving away your location. While they were locating this person, they must have also deceived Iranians who were locating or trying to locate him by, carrying out certain movements or flying or operations elsewhere, close by, so that, the main objective is not given away straight away, because only the US knew where he is. So that's how they've been able to probably reach him before any ground Iranians, locals or their forces could reach, and rescue him he's not in a good condition. He's wounded, I believe. And the colonel, as President Trump says, is now evacuated and will be safe after, or he'll will be back after some time. Now,
Right.
that is how this whole operation is a very, very daring, very complex, and talks about American superiority in these fields. This also gives you an indication that for a particular time frame, for a particular time, the US can dominate a particular space and can carry out ground operations. This is the
Absolutely.
capability they have over a limited area for a limited time with the complete superiority of air. And this should also act as a, kind of a, you can say, a example ki how US will be able to, if it has to conduct a larger operation on an installation or at a place of military importance, it will be able to carry it out without much hindrance from Iran. So that particular fact is established, and
Right.
it's a great thing that both the people have been rescued by them in a very, very difficult terrain, as you said.
Absolutely.